Hi, I'm Ercole Chila, World Champion Pitmaster from Uncle Pig's Barbecue Pit. Today we're going to show you some tips and tricks on how to make my favorite burger. It has Swiss cheese, sauteed onions, mushrooms, and Uncle Pig's rub. So, let's get started. All right, so our next step is to get 2 pounds of ground beef, like it's the 80-20, 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise per pound of ground beef. So you're gonna put that in there. It doesn't have to be exact, just something close. Don't wanna get too mixy, make the ground beef too hot. The main reason we're using just mayonnaise and Uncle Pig's rub is we're making a burger. We're not trying to make meatloaf. We're not trying to make a meatball. We're gonna go ahead and make a burger. Next step is we're going to be very liberal with the Uncle Pig's rub. This rub was developed basically by me for a barbecue competition. It has won countless awards in brisket. It has good salt in it, good onion powder, good pepper, a lot of other things I don't want to talk about right now. They're kind of secret. Then we're going to get our hamburger press out. We're going to press out 6 to 8 ounce patties. You don't have to use a hamburger press. I like to use it because if they're all 6 ounces, they're all going to cook the same. Then we're going to put them on a cookie sheet for like 10 or 15 minutes so they get cool. And we're also going to put more rub on the outside of this when we get ready to put them on a grill, and maybe a little salt. We're going to put a thumbprint in the middle, like so. Not all the way down, just enough to get halfway down so they don't turn into a meatball. They tend to ball up when you do it the other way. All right, the burgers are all done. They're going to sit in the refrigerator 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to go outside like the PK grill with roll of charcoal, and we'll see you out there. All right, so we're outside. We're going to start the grill. We're going to get some tumbleweeds, put them underneath the chimney. They're pretty aggressive. They'll go pretty fast. And then we're going to stick the chimney back over top of it. And just want to let it sit here for a while. We got our chimney full of raw oak charcoal. So the main reason we use raw oak charcoal is for the flavor of the meat. It has a very distinct flavor that comes from the actual charcoal, and it burns really fast and hot. So that's why we use raw oak. While the grill's heating up, we're going to go ahead and start cutting onions up. We already cut up our fresh mushrooms, so we're going to cut these up so we can saute them. We're not going to need to actually saute them super long because we want to keep some consistency with the actual onion and the mushroom. So we're just going to sweat them out a little bit. We're going to get some olive oil, turn the heat on to low. Just coat the bottom of a pan with olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. If it gets warmed up a little bit, we're going to put the onions in, put some salt, pepper. We're doing the onions first so we can make them soft. And then mushrooms you want to have a little more consistency to. We don't want to be mushy. So we're going to put them in second. All right, I'm going to let that go for about 10 minutes or so, maybe a little less. You want to constantly turn so they don't burn. You just want to get them soft. Well, it smells really good. The reason this is one of my favorite burgers is because about 3 or 4 years ago, I cooked it at a barbecue competition and we ended up winning first place with this burger. So now every time we have a barbecue at the house or something, or we're doing burgers or something, this is the burger that I go to all the time. So all the onions and the tomatoes and mushrooms, all the very nice vegetables you see here on this show here today, they all came from the grocery outlet right down the street from my home. The onions are nice and soft. We're going to add the mushrooms to it. And they're only going to be in there for a little bit because, like I said, we want to keep them kind of consistently a little more stiffer. So I'm going to put a little bit more salt and pepper in there, and of course, a little bit more Uncle Pig's rub. Well, if you ever mess up and put too much salt in there or too much pepper in there, you just got to cut more onions and more mushrooms. It'll have to take up the space of the salt or pepper that's already infused in the vegetables. The next step after this, we're going to go back outside, grill the burgers. After we grill the burgers, we're going to do the buns. And after that, we're going to come and assemble it. And we're going to see the finished product, and hopefully we'll take a bite. We're going to have a hot side, a hot zone, and a cold zone. As you can see, this is going to definitely be the hot zone. So now we're just spreading them out so we can set our zones up. I'm gonna get the grill grates, put them on top, close her down. I'm gonna keep the vents open so it gets full air, almost half open, so it doesn't get completely blistering hot. So at this point, we're getting ready to put the burgers on the grill. We're gonna put a nice amount of Uncle Pig's rub on the top. Nice liberal amount, because the more rub you put on, or salt, pepper, the more crust you'll get. All right, so we get the hot gloves on first, because we're eventually at some point gonna grab these burgers off the grill with our hand and be able to flip them. So they're a little easier to handle that than with the spatula. All right, so we have hot coals on this side and not so hot on this side. We are gonna put some duck fat on there so nothing sticks. There's 3. So now we'll close the lid, set your clock for 3 minutes. All right. There you go. Put that to the cool side for 1 second. There you go. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Now this side's going to be the other side's going to be the present side anyhow. Little angle on this one, angle on that one, angle on that one. All right, we'll close up. Another 4 to 5 minutes. They should be almost finished. All right, we're going to open her up. We're going to flip them, and we're going to season them one more time. So now that's why I use the hot gloves, because now I'm going to grab them by my hands. So I'm going to put that back on that side. And you see how the indentation in the burger didn't make them get real fat and blubbery. They just kind of stay moist and juicy. How about them grill marks? A little seasoning on there. All right, ready to go now? One more time. This is a Maverick thermopen, basically. Actually, it's a Maverick temperature gauge. It's actually it's kind of like an instant hot. You stick it in there and it'll instantly tell you the temperature. 145, 45, 142, 142. So yeah, we're close on all of them. That's why we make them in the burger press, so all of them get done at the same time. All right, we're gonna flip them for the last time on the present side, and then in a minute or so, we're gonna take them off the grill, take them inside, and see what the final product looks like. All right, the burgers are all grilled up. The buns are all grilled up. Now we're gonna go finish them in a frying pan with some cheese, and then we're gonna assemble them. This is the onion and mushroom mixture. All right, so now we're gonna use a tiny bit of olive oil. Just a tiny bit, just to get the pan a little wet. We'll get a burger on both sides. And we're gonna get our Swiss cheese. Get our bun ready to go. I'm gonna put a slice of tomato on the bottom, a couple leaves of lettuce. Get that all decorated up. So I like putting the cheese on a frying pan so I can really melt it, and I have control of the melt. I'll use the lid with a little bit of water to steam it. So steaming is better than using a grill because it gets kind of burnt on a grill that way. This way, steaming it, you'll see the difference. All right, so now you want to get a piece of cheese or two. Let's see, we'll probably just use one for now on this one. Get that there, get a little lid on it, get a little bit of just regular old water. And it'll go and it gets steamed in there. Get the mixture of onions and mushrooms ready to roll. A few minutes under here. See, it's just starting to look a little bit more like melted cheese instead of burned cheese. Put that right on top of here. Little onion, little mushroom right on the top. There's your mushroom, sauteed onions, Swiss cheese burger. That's our finished product. Big thanks to Royal Oak Charcoal. Check them out at royaloak.com and on social media. You can grab My Uncle Pig's Rub at Weiss's Hardware in Paulsboro, New Jersey, or at Grocery Outlet in Gibbstown, New Jersey. Not local? No problem. Shoot me a message and I'll make sure you get your rub. And don't forget to follow me at Uncle Pig's Barbecue Pit on Facebook and Instagram.